Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. The Warriors need to sign players with size and good defenders. A major trade has been suggested to the Warriors for Jaren Jackson Jr., who plays both forward and center. The Grizzlies could soon make another major pivot. As the Golden State Warriors have sought to surround superstar Stephen Curry with a championship-worthy supporting cast, it seems as though there will be no holds barred over the next couple of seasons on the trade front. Therefore, while it only remains a remote possibility for now, the Memphis Grizzlies' current volatility and the possibility of their eventual willingness to entertain a trade for Jaren Jackson Jr. should certainly be on the Warriors' radar as this season develops. Following a first-round pummeling at the hands of the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Grizzlies have decided to move forward with their core of Jackson and Ja Morant, and, if this quickly proves insufficient to drive them toward contention, the organization could choose to undergo a hard reset in the near future. Jaren Jackson Jr. could soon become available for the Warriors. At the trade deadline last season, Golden State had been stuck in mediocrity for months. At the time, their blockbuster acquisition of Jimmy Butler from the Miami Heat was essentially the only difference-making move they could have made, and, so far, it has worked out swimmingly. Through the team's final 31 games last season, they posted a 23-8 record, securing the first play-in spot and later snatching a first-round series win against the Houston Rockets. Yet, it still remains to be seen if their current formula will bring them into contention for a championship. With their presumed signing of veteran center Al Horford, 4 of their starters will be over the age of 35, and just one significant injury could bring the whole plan crashing down. This is where Memphis comes in. This offseason, the team traded guard Desmond Bane, a central figure in their core, to the Orlando Magic in a massive deal that brought them back multiple first-round picks. Now, the team has a choice to make: attempt to bring in a third star alongside Morant and Jackson or strip down their core entirely. Moreover, in ESPN's recent offseason poll, Morant was among those predicted to be the next NBA star to request a trade, showcasing the current volatility of the team's situation. Given the limited success of this iteration of the Grizzlies, the former option could certainly be on the table if the team gets off to a rough start next season, and, surprisingly, the Warriors could take advantage. Although Jackson just signed a monster 4-year, $205 million contract extension, his cap hit in 2025-26 remains just $35 million, a number that could be worth the price for Golden State to bring in a player of his skill set. As an elite interior presence on both ends of the floor and a player with positional versatility, Jackson could completely redefine what the Warriors are able to do with their current roster. If he were to become available, Golden State should be monitoring the situation. Inc. Stephen Curry will unquestionably finish his career with Warriors. They need to get him another title. As the Golden State Warriors attempt to fill out their roster following the inevitable resolution to their contractual standoff with Jonathan Kuminga, their sole focus will be on furnishing superstar Stephen Curry with the supporting cast necessary to compete for another title. Moreover, according to NBA analyst Jared Greenberg, this will be just the latest development in an enduring quest to give Curry one more shot, showcasing with absolute certainty the fact that the most important player in franchise history will finish out his career in Golden State. Having won 4 championships in his career, Curry's eyes are certainly set on competing for one more, and the Warriors, until the end of his career, will do everything possible to make sure that can happen. Warriors will keep reconstructing the roster as many times as it takes. While everyone knew that the Curry was likely entering the twilight of his career, this knowledge received definite confirmation upon the team's blockbuster acquisition of Jimmy Butler. Almost immediately after acquiring him, the front office signed him to a 2-year, $110 million contract extension, securing a definite championship window with the team's veteran trio intact. Greenberg, in remarking on the Warriors' presumed signings of players like Al Horford, said that their continued willingness to rebuild the roster is evidence of the urgency with which they are operating. This organization, on and off the record, there is one language they speak: do everything at all costs to protect and win for Steph Curry. While some stars, in the final years of their careers, may not warrant this type of focus from their front office, Curry is certainly still near the height of his powers. Last season, as a second-team All-NBA selection, Curry averaged 24.5 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 6 assists while shooting 39.7% from beyond the arc. While these numbers represented his lowest scoring totals in almost a decade, the gravity he possesses on offense is still absolutely essential to Golden State's success. While the team has still displayed a desire to develop and showcase their young talent, especially given their willingness to grant larger roles to players like Moses Moody and Brandon Podziemski, it is important to remember that their decision to go primarily after veteran acquisitions this offseason is more than a sign of their financial limitations. In essence, every move they make, including their presumed addition of Horford, is made with the intention of giving Curry what he needs to propel the team back into contention, and the organization's sole focus, while sometimes misguided, should be reassuring to all fans of the Warriors. Warriors finally grant Moses Moody his longtime wish. Moses Moody finally has a stable place in the Warriors' plans and rotation. After 4 years of general uncertainty, Moses Moody appears to have finally secured a consistent place with the Golden State Warriors. Fresh off of the best season of his career thus far, Moody has been rewarded both financially and via a surprising development through the rumor mill. While fellow 2021 first-round draft pick Jonathan Kuminga is embroiled in a divisive contract negotiation with the Warriors, Moody appears safe as a valued contributor. Moody signed a 3-year, $37.5 million contract extension in October of 2024. It was an early commitment by Golden State to his future with the franchise, but the possibility of a trade remained intact given his team-friendly salary, until now. According to Jake Fisher of the Stein Line, the Warriors have thus far refused to include Moody in a potential Kuminga sign-and trade. Sources tell the Stein Line, furthermore, that Golden State has refused this summer to even entertain sign-and-trade scenarios that would require it to surrender either Buddy Hield or Moses Moody because of the limited options currently on the roster in terms of proven shooters not named Curry. As a result, Moody has been gifted what he's spent the past 4 years working towards: the stability to continue his development as a valued member of the organization. Warriors finally providing Moses Moody with role stability. Moody finished the 2024-25 season averaging 9.8 points, 2.6 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 0.8 steals, and 1.7 three-point field goals made on .433/.374/.797 shooting. He set new career best marks in scoring, 3-point field goals made, and 3-point field goal percentage. It's also worth noting that he posted those numbers in 22.3 minutes per game, thus translating to 15.8 points, 4.1 rebounds, 2.1 assists, 1.3 steals, and 2.8 three-point field goals per 36 minutes. Even the areas in which Moody struggled offered reason for intrigue. He shot 51.9% on 2-point field goals, for instance, but he'd buried 57.4% of his attempts through his first 3 seasons, thus suggesting his decline may only be temporary. If Moody can sustain his efficiency from beyond the arc while returning to the mean within it in 2025-26, then he could easily turn in the best season of his career, again. It's also worth noting that Moody buried 36.9% of his catch-and-shoot threes and 41.7% of his pull-up attempts in 2024-25. He's now shot at least 36.4% on catch-and-shoot threes and 40% on pull-ups in 3 of his 4 NBA seasons. If he can increase the former while sustaining the latter, then he could realistically emerge as the reliable offensive threat Golden State is hoping he'll become. With 3 years remaining on his current contract and the Warriors refusing to trade him, it appears as though another uptick in playing time is on the way. His minutes per game average has increased across each of his NBA campaigns thus far, and a jump from 22.3 in 2025-26 would effectively amount to the role of a sixth man. The Warriors' line of thinking could change between now and the 2026 NBA trade deadline, but Moody appears safe and secure as one of the players they plan to build with 2025-26. Warriors' Stephen Curry makes statement on possible post-retirement plan. It's pivotal for diehard NBA fans to appreciate Stephen Curry's greatness while he's still a member of the league. The four-time NBA champion is 37 years old and is unlikely to play for much longer. When Curry does retire, though, there's a specific career he may explore. "I mean, anything is possible," Curry told NBC Sports' Dalton Johnson while speaking about the possibility of coaching. "Who knows what the future holds? But the idea of that alternate universe, I would have been happy as hell to be a high school coach, knowing how important that presence is for kids. Everybody has a role to play. I took a different path." Curry's ability to relate to kids on a personal level and serve as a respected mentor would make it easy for his players to gravitate towards him. The 11-time All-Stars annual SC30 Elite Camp should be viewed as proof of that claim, as Curry has spent valuable time providing helpful tips and tricks to the younger generation of hoopers for years. Being an accomplished NBA player known for his generational long-range shooting would also give Curry an advantage in the highly competitive coaching world. Right now, though, it's all about guiding the Warriors to another championship, making Curry's post-retirement endeavors anything but a priority in 2025. Curry and the Warriors' journey to their first title since 2022 will begin on October 21 when they face the Los Angeles Lakers at Crypto.com Arena. Warriors predicted to end Jonathan Kuminga's saga with $45 million decision. The Golden State Warriors have been one of the least active teams in the NBA this summer, but that could change quite soon. Over the past couple of months, the Warriors haven't done much to improve their chances of winning a title. In fact, they haven't done much in any aspect. Throughout the summer, Jonathan Kuminga's restricted free agency has held up virtually every aspect of the offseason. While not everything has exactly gone according to plan in these negotiations, a resolution might not be too far away. A simple finish to a complex situation. This offseason has been a strange one in Golden State, to say the least. While Kuminga views himself as an all-star caliber player deserving of a huge payday in free agency, not many around the league seem to agree with that. Add in the general lack of cap space for any potential suitors, and Kuminga has effectively been stuck negotiating with the Warriors, who don't seem too thrilled about the idea of bringing him back. Still, as Bleacher Report's Eric Pincus recently wrote, both sides might simply have to make a deal, particularly the one that Golden State has had on the table for quite some time. In Pincus' prediction, he wrote that he expects the Warriors to refuse to give up any ground at the negotiation table, leaving Kuminga to take the 2-year, $45 million deal that has been on the table throughout the summer. Although the situation when Kuminga returns to the Bay next season won't be ideal for either side, it at least gets Kuminga some money and keeps the Warriors from losing him for nothing. Warriors may have been gifted ideal Kevin Looney replacement despite surging rumors. Still no news on the Thomas Bryant front. By G.C. Belchamber. 14 hours ago. Memphis Grizzlies v Indiana Pacers. Memphis Grizzlies v Indiana Pacers, Dylan Buell/Getty Images. Why everything is adding up to an Eagles rout, not a Cowboys upset in Week 1. First things first. As the Golden State Warriors look to add veteran center Al Horford this offseason, it remains to be seen whether they will also make a move to add another veteran at the position to counteract their unfortunate loss of Kevin Looney in free agency. Yet, despite rumors that veteran Thomas Bryant might have been nearing a deal with Panathinaikos surfacing about a month ago, nothing remains confirmed as of yet, and the Indiana Pacers, by not bringing Bryant back, may have gifted the Warriors their perfect replacement for Looney. Last season, with both the Miami Heat and the Indiana Pacers, Bryant still showed flashes of being a viable NBA center, and, if Golden State decides against trusting Tracy Jackson-Davis to earn rotation minutes, a move for Bryant could still be in the cards. Thomas Bryant could still be a sneaky add for the Warriors. Through 66 games between Miami and Indiana last season, Bryant averaged 6.5 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 0.8 assists on just 14.6 minutes per night. Despite his largely pedestrian numbers, Bryant re-emerged as a reliable option in the Pacers' playoff rotation, scoring 11 points in their series-clinching win in the Eastern Conference Finals over the New York Knicks and even getting minutes in the NBA Finals. Yet, despite their losing Miles Turner in free agency, Indiana has apparently decided not to bring Bryant back, signing both Jay Huff and James Wiseman to contracts this offseason. Bryant, as one of the only viable centers still available on the market, will likely find an NBA team before the start of the season. Although there was a report from European basketball outlet Telesport that Bryant was reaching a deal to play in Greece in late July, there has been no news on that front since that time, leaving the possibility open of him being among the Warriors' late off-season acquisitions.